Yes. Well, up now we're going to be spending a few minutes with Dana Miller, who is the Community Outreach Coordinator for Sycamore Village. Dana, it's nice to have you back.
Thank you for having me.
You were here
Norm.
once before, and we talked a little bit about Alzheimer's. And I don't know if it was in that conversation or if it was in some of the things that I've read in your literature, but they used the word sundowning. Is that?
Sundowning, that's true.
What is that?
Sundowning is something that about 20% of individuals with Alzheimer's will experience, beginning at sundown, continuing throughout the night. And that'll include periods of confusion, agitation, anxiety, and disorientation.
Okay, you say it begins around sundown.
Around dusk.
But it doesn't happen to everybody.
No, only around about 20% of individuals with Alzheimer's.
So what were the things that happened to them? What'd you say?
Disorientation, confusion, anxiety. Those are all things that can happen beginning at dusk.
But I would have thought that that was not an uncommon thing for somebody with Alzheimer's any time of the day or night. That has a kind of a peak or something, or it's a switch in some of them?
It is. Like I said, it starts at dusk, and the experts are not sure what it's caused by.
Oh.
They believe that it's caused by several reasons. An upset in the internal body clock causing a biochemical mix-up between day and night.
Oh, yeah.
Just simple end-of-day confusion. That can be mental and physical exhaustion.
Yeah, get tired and get disoriented. Okay, that makes sense. Sure.
It can also be caused by less light. It's also going to increase the shadows.
You know, we all feel that effect.
Yes.
You know, now as the days get shorter, less sunlight, a lot of us feel unhappy about that. But in this case, you're suggesting that this sundowning is an effect that kind of amplifies that feeling and the disorientation and that kind of thing.
That's correct.
So it goes on, starts around dusk, and can go on through the night, you said?
It can. Now, folks that are caregivers that are caring for somebody with Alzheimer's
At home,
disease,
you mean?
yes,
Oh, okay.
they can at least know that sundowning is going to peak for individuals with middle stage Alzheimer's, and then it will diminish later on usually.
Oh, really? So it comes and then later gets better?
For most individuals, yes.
Oh, that would be a blessing.
Yes.
Yeah. What does a caregiver do when that happens? Because they're with this person who they care for, and all of a sudden things start going kind of hazy, crazy. What can someone do?
The best thing they can do is just make sure to keep their home safe and secure. And by doing that, they can limit access to either certain levels of their home. They can also limit access to just certain rooms. Make sure there are tall safety gates installed, especially like in front of stairs. You can make sure all doors are...
Not the baby gate you're talking about. You need a taller one.
They have taller ones, yes. Yeah. You can also have motion sensors put on your doors and windows as well.
So in case somebody wanders... And I guess that's not uncommon for someone to be up and about and just wander off. You hear about that every once in a while.
Yeah, wandering is definitely part of just what's going on with Alzheimer's individuals. Wandering is very common in the middle of the night, and in the evening that's also part of the sundowning. So again, just to make sure the home is safe, because you don't always hear that individual right away.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can imagine that in the home that would be even hard. Well, you know, you hear about all sorts of stories about everything from little kids to older folks wandering away from a home. But what I must wonder about is at Sycamore Village, you have patients who might have the same sundowning syndrome, if that's the right way to say it.
What we do at Sycamore Village is there are tips to try to prevent this. So, for example, try to plan more active days. We have caregivers and several activity coordinators that make sure they are engaged in daily activities.
Keep them active. Okay.
Yeah, so that can include a walk, it could include card games, it could include something as simple as reading the
Mind
paper.
and body, huh? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You can also monitor their diet, restrict sweets and caffeine, or make sure those are only consumed during the morning hours.
Oh. Okay.
Those are very important. Also, they can change your sleeping habits. So a lot of times people with Alzheimer's forget where they're most comfortable. So wherever they decide they're most comfortable, whether that be recliner now or a love seat, let them go ahead and sleep.
Oh, really?
There so they're
you don't
comfortable.
insist they go to bed? Yeah,
no.
Okay.
And also a little bit of light is also good to have on.
Night lights or that kind of thing? Or
Night light is fine.
Yeah. When you're dealing with someone with that problem, is there something about the atmosphere in which that Sycamore Village provides that is helpful, or do you not worry too much about anything extra in terms of the atmosphere for someone with Alzheimer's?
We have a secured area for individuals with Alzheimer's.
Secured, okay.
Yes, and our caregivers are trained with the Alzheimer's Association, so they're aware that when somebody wakes up in the middle of the night, if they're agitated, if they're confused, we will take them to one of our very well-lit parks or sunrooms that have extra light in them.
Parks? Really?
Oh, we have parks with fountains in them. The waterfall in the parks calms them, it soothes them, and they forget why they were agitated. After we calm them down, then we can get them back to bed.
I like the idea of the park with the running water. That sounds very cool. It's very... Yeah, I can see how where a person is can affect their mental attitude or the way their well-being, I guess.
It can.
What stage did you say that sundowning appears at? Would it be any time after someone gets Alzheimer's, or is it in the beginning, the middle, later? Where was that?
It can appear at any time, but it usually peaks in the middle stages of Alzheimer's.
And there's no real time frame. I mean, Alzheimer's doesn't start at one age and go...
No, Alzheimer's can be at any age.
And the middle stage, how do you determine that? Is there a physical sign of that, or is it just the way they act?
It's also good to seek medical advice from a professional, and they can usually diagnose, hopefully, what stage Alzheimer's somebody is in.
Do you have a doctor that's associated that comes in?
We do. We have several medical professionals that come in. We have mobile x-ray, we have mobile lab, we have an eye doctor, we have a podiatrist that comes in, and different physicians that come in also. So folks don't have to leave if they don't need to.
Just they need a safe environment.
Correct.
Comfortable environment. Okay. Dana, thanks very much. I appreciate that. I learned another new word, sundowning. Okay.
Thank you, Norm.
And our guest in this segment of the program from Sycamore Village, Dana Miller.